Hello everyone, DCB here, and welcome back to a cycle ride video. In this one we are cycling from here, the end of Spicer Road, heading towards Madeline Road. We're going to go via the Exeter Quay, double locks, and we're going to find our way to Topsam. This commentary was recorded after the cycling, as it's just easier to do so. This footage was recorded from a head-mounted GoPro. Other action cameras are available. So we're cycling down the bottom of Magdalen Road here, heading towards the Alfredton corridor. Lucky enough, there is quite a bit of cycle path along the way, so I don't have to be on the road the entire time. But when I am on the road, I'm obviously sticking to the left as much as possible, and obeying all laws that apply to both bikes, cyclists, and car drivers. For example, here's a give way, I give way. So, cycling across this bridge here, on the left there is one of the old small graveyards, one of the many that are in Exeter. Obviously I'm making sure that I'm not going too far right, so that cars and vans have enough space to overtake me. Just coming up on the left here is the old eye clinic, which is now a hotel, obviously not in use, as restrictions have only just started to be lifted due to the COVID pandemic, which is why there hasn't been many cycling videos from me. I just didn't feel safe going out to do these videos for you. Now coming up, you may recognise these bits from when I used to do my cycling to Countess Wear videos. This is the crossing and roundabout that I used to go across with, and down the left there is the way that I would normally go to Countess Wear, but we're not going that way today. We're going to go straight across here, and as you see, the lane that we're in is for Alfredton, hence why we call it the Alfredton corridor. And we're just about to go underneath one of the footbridges. All the signs on the left telling you what's coming up. The path on the right is a joint path, but only for people coming up, not for people coming down. And the path on the right is not a joint path. It's weird. It's very weird. But anyway, we're going to turn left here, heading towards Exeter Quay. It's a lovely day. Lovely, lovely day. Making sure that, safe, checking behind me, checking to my left, and then down some really bumpy steps. Well, bumpy steps, bumpy hill. These cobbles actually have been redone during the lockdown period, so they're not as bumpy as they used to be. Obviously making sure that I'm not going too fast down here, so I don't hit anyone on the way down. All this area is joint between cyclists and pedestrians. Just going past some of the old storage, which is now housing and pubs and stuff and cafes. I'm going to go down here. Go a bit close. There we are. So you might recognise this bit as well from some of my other cycling videos. As we now cycle across this suspension bridge to the other side of Exeter Quay, over the River Exe, heading once again to some of the old storage facilities, and the new Rockfish restaurant, which is still not open, I'm afraid. And I still haven't been into. Let's stop here to let these people pass. Because for some reason people find it necessary to block off the entire end of the bridge while talking to each other. It's not as busy as I thought it would be. To be honest, I thought it would be busier than this. Just goes to show that people are still being careful with the situation. yes, I am actually wearing a mask while cycling. This is another reason why I decided to do the commentary afterwards. So the right is what we now call Haven Banks. It used to be, back in the really old days, storage for the canals and stuff for like you know, wheat, flour, etc. Of course, on the left is the Exeter quay, where some of the big barges used to come up to be unloaded at the top there. Topsam is an old historical port that was used for the bigger ships to be unloaded, and then the goods transported up by horse to Exeter. And of course, got the boatyard on the right, and we've got the fixed now bridge going over the canal. Let these guys pass. Trying all the time as much as possible to give as much distance to other people who are out and about on this nice day. Still might have to do a bit of people weaving, but I'm surprised the swans haven't started nesting yet. It's the end of March. And people weaving. Oh dear. What am I like, eh? What am I like? So of course we've still got the flood works on the right. They've done a bit of changing to it to make it, you know, flatter, get rid of some of the silt in the overflow bit. Unfortunately, it does mean that the swans don't have anywhere to rest. I forgot that my clock makes that sound. I do apologise. It's just telling me it was 7 o'clock in the morning. That's obviously when I'm doing the recording of this narration. So this is a joint cycle pedestrian path, but it's normally split into two areas. This right area is normally for push bikes, and the smaller area on the right is normally for footpath traffic or walking. But obviously, as you just saw with that runner, we do get walkers and runners on this wider bit as well, especially at the moment with all the you know, the COVID stuff. At the moment, it's alright as long as there's not too many people on there. And lucky enough, we do have a lot of well, not that many people out today, as you can see. Some people coming back from their shopping, other people just out for a walk, enjoying the day. And as I said, because the restrictions have started to lift, this is why I am out. I haven't been out during the lockdown, or the last lockdown, or any of the lockdowns really. It's just I just didn't feel safe, and now I'm starting to feel a bit safer, or a bit more confident in my ability to go out, which is why I'm out. But I'm still wearing, as I said earlier, a mask just to be on the safe side. I don't want to be deliberately, and it's just common sense. Like wearing helmets. Wearing helmets is common sense, and I wear a helmet. Unlike a few of these people we see today, who just don't seem to either know how to cycle or understand that you need to wear a helmet. Not only is it good for yourself, but it's also a legal requirement. Anyway, moving on from that, the marsh area of the flood defense system still's got a little bit of water from the winter, making it the flood marsh, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Some Zuma scooters, and that wasn't clever. I know, I'll cycle without actually holding on to the handlebars. Look at me, look how cool I am. No, you're not cool. It's idiotic. Sorry, it's just one of those things, If you can't drive without having both hands on the steering wheel, or at least one, for when you're indicating or changing gears. And what makes you think you can ride a push bike without holding on to the steering apparatus? With 2 hands, because you know that's where your brakes are, or 1. You know, when you need to have an itch, just, you know, signal. Well, if somebody or something jumped out in front of that person, eh? Needed to make emergency stop. They wouldn't have been able to. Anyway, enough of that. Turning left down towards the double locks area, along Riverside Valley, back along the canal. It's quite quiet out here today. Can't hear a lot of birds, which is, you know, they're there. They're there. It's just I thought it'd be, you know, noisier with birdies. The cows it won't be long before the cows reappear in the field to our left. But at the moment it's empty of them. So we've got people in there doing exercises, walking their dogs, walking themselves, that kind of thing. Doesn't see not any clouds in the sky either at the moment that I can see. So yeah, a clear day. You know, for England this is weird. where you get just the sun on its own. You normally have some sort of cloud. And yes, I am actually wearing sunblock. I've got factor 50 on because unfortunately I burn. So even though I've got gloves, reflective gear on, my helmet, and obviously other sorts of cover, white shoes, which you will see eventually in this video, which trainers got a sort of long sleeve t-shirt on. I've got what they called tracksuit bottoms on as well, stuff that gives me mobility. I'm also wearing sun cream because I burn. Coming up to the Double Locks pub. Well, eventually it will be open. Don't know when. Sometime in the future. But yeah, the reason it's called Double Locks is because there's a set of locks there. As there was there's a dip in the canal because of the hills, and the only way to successfully navigate a canal when there's hills is to use the lock system. This is due to the nature of barges with their flat bottoms and stuff. There, words. So continuing cycling along here, still got the double locks on our right, the pub and then the lock itself. Yeah, of course there's a lot of stuff there to try and stop people from using the area as a seating area or gathering area, even though you are now allowed to meet up with up to 6 different households. But yeah, so that's the other things. Of course, we've got some lovely blossoms coming out at the moment. The flowers are coming out, all the life and joys of spring. Water is calm. It's not that windy, which is good. You know, if it was windy, this would be a bit more difficult, and there'd be a bit more noise in the background, because obviously you got the sound from the cycle ride also underneath. We got some paddle boarders out today as well, which is great. Having a nice leisurely paddle along the canal there. I'm not great at commentary, I'm sorry. It's one of those things I really do struggle with. and I know it's something I really need to practice as well, which is one of the reasons why I decided to do commentary on this one. Making sure what's behind me is fine, and then round we go. Round we go. We're now not far from the Countess Wear swing bridge. We just need to cross over there, and then we can go on a different way into Countess Wear proper instead of up towards the garage as we would normally do. And then that would lead us on to Countess Wear itself. I'm actually still pedaling quite furiously, even though it doesn't seem it. I'm looking over to see what lammies we got in the field to the right there. Got some spring lammies out, chasing their mums, going, "Feed me, mum, feed me, mum, feed me," kind of thing. You know, as they do, as they do. I suppose I'm just happy again to be outside, and I feel, you know, after this ride I felt so much better. I felt so good for just, you know, being able to go outside to do this. Yes, I'm not as fit as I once was, and my health has deteriorated greatly, and I've gained a lot of weight, but this felt so good. Just being able to have the wind on my face, the sun coming down, the air of the outside, even though I get the same air here because I open windows. You know, it's weird. It's weird. Anyway, this is the inner bypass, as you guys have probably seen a few times from my videos when I've cycled this way to the Shell Countess Wear garage. Yeah. It's just so nice. Tide's out. No, tide is in. No, yeah, tide is halfway. Because obviously this bit is tidal of the River X, so we would get higher waters here. And that's sort of mud bank you saw to the left. That is either a very large bit or completely submerged. Just shows that the tide's either coming in or going out. You would not be able to tell by boats, but I don't have any of those around to judge the predicament and turning of the tide. And I didn't look at the tide times before coming out, so you know. Right, we go across this bit, and then we head to our crossing. So up to this point, it's been bits of a ride that we've done before and bits of a ride that we haven't done before. And of course all the sites that are around in it. As I say, we'll cross over here, and then we'll actually be on our way to Topsam on a bit of a route that we haven't done. We have not done. Lovely, I can cross, so I will. Going down this way. Okay, so this is where we go from here, the inner bypass, towards the swing pitch, towards Topsam. So for of you that have jumped ahead to this point, welcome, as we cycle now to Topsam. This is a road that leads into Countess Wear proper. We still got the canal or river on our right. And of course we got this lovely little bit of housing here as well. Now Countess Wear does have a unfortunate, you know, some people say it's a rough area. From what I see here with these houses along this way, doesn't seem rough to me. These houses seem pretty well maintained. The area seems pretty quiet. You know, you've got some places with solar panels, so there's obviously some Is there money around here? No, it seems decent, seems quiet. Yeah, you got cars and stuff. Of course, it's got a camper van there. Yeah. All areas have bad bits. You know, you always get that one neighbor or one person that lives in a community that gives an area a bad name or isn't exactly very nice. Anyway, we'll turn right at this roundabout, heading more into the Countess Wear area, because this bit is known as Countess Wear. So thank you for the guy for letting me pass, though he could have passed me. Yeah, okay. No worries. But we will go on to this little psychopath here. No, joint psychopath. I've got some flats over there. A school on my right. Yeah, little area with a little cul-de-sac. We will go across this way, following the blue signs as much as possible with the cycle bit on. It shows us the way. Route number 3, for those that are interested. When you're in Devon, cycle route number 3. Little corner shop even. You do a lefty, and then a righty. Not exactly the widest roads in the world. Should be able to get a bus down there or a car, but not two together. Road's a bit meh, but it's, you know, it's a road. They have potholes and stuff. It's one of the things that happens with roads, constant use, especially with more and more vehicles on them. Though they have had pretty much a year of respite from the normal amount of traffic they would have. But it seems once again like a nice area. You've got this big grassy field to the right, you know, full of trees and grass. There's even a play park here. Seems quiet. Seems nice. Yeah? Play park. What more do you want? Right, we are going to need to go to the left, because I just saw a sign that said to the left. Make sure I don't run over that person. Give him a berth. Let this bus go past. Yeah, just about get a bus through here. Tight gap. Tight gap. I suppose this is a thing with parking generally anyway. There's a lot of issues. Oh, this guy's let me pass, so say thank you.
Thank you.
And then we are going to go to the right. Let's indicate, check. Jump. Ooh, car coming down there, so I will put myself behind the van. Took that a bit too shallow. Some bad cycling on my part. This area is often used by instructors to help their students learn how to parallel park. I know this because this is where my lessons used to take place before the lockdowns. My instructor used to take me along here to practice my parallel parking. Hopefully I'll be able to get back into that this year. Get back into learning to drive and with all luck pass my test. And then be able to say, look, I can drive a car. There we go, and this way onto this joint cycle pedestrian path. Ours is our bit's on the left and the pedestrian bit's on the right, as indicated by the markers. Of course, if you need to take somebody, you can obviously go into the other bit. It's just more courteous to stay to your bit, your area, your lane. It's courteous. Just went past the garden centre there, and just came up to like a holiday park. Obviously I don't know this area too well, as I don't come down this way that often. We're now actually leaving Exeter in the Countess Wear area and heading towards that that bit in between Topsam and Exeter, which is yeah, technically this bit. So with the cycle path, we'll need to actually cross here because we're not taking a pushback down there. As you can see, there's a big end to the cycle lane, and plus it's so tiny and small. I really wouldn't cycle down there, but we can cross here now onto another joint path. Better. And I just check. Yep, there's our bit. Lovely jubbly. Sticking to the right, because that's where the cycle bit is of this joint path. Once again, if I do come across anyone that I need to overtake, or vice versa, they'll do so via my left. Oh dear, I need to stop. Let's pull in here. So this is where you're going to see my lovely, gorgeous shoes. For some reason, my lace had come loose and has got caught in the pedals. I suppose this is why a lot of cyclists use clip-on shoes rather than lace shoes. I of course only have lace shoes and I'm no way spending the money on clip-on shoes. Right, now let's get this knot done. Come on. Doing knots with gloves. Tucking the lace. There we go. Ready to go. Off we go. Right. There we go. Check. And away. A little bit of a cycling place there. And underneath the motorway. Move out of the way of this bike coming towards me. And then back on. To the thing. Now some new houses, or new builds. They look good, don't they? Look how massive they look, and beautiful, and yeah, they're supposed to be luxury 3 to 4 bedroom places. Yeah, 3 to 4 bedroom luxury places. Yeah. Enough said of that, I think. Won't obviously go into my particular thoughts or views on it, but it's obviously made the gap between Exeter and Topsam non-existent. These houses are a little bit older. As you can see, they seem to be a bit bigger, look a bit nicer. A B&B on our left there, which is part of a farm. Obviously, once again, having no guests at the moment due to the current climate. Once again, more houses being built here on the left in a bit. But yeah, there's literally now no gap between Topsam and Exeter with all these houses. You know, you can't really say that you're leaving one place and going to another. Here's where the other luxury houses are being built. Apparently they still have some available. But you know, houses do need to be built. I get that. People need to live somewhere. People need to live somewhere. This is Topsam Rugby Club. Or Sports Club. They do football, rugby, you know. Do that there. Advertise that they have a big screen TV. So that's all you need to know, really. A small little club, community club. But we will need to cross here, as we are now in Topsam proper. The historic port for Exeter. Now, over there on the right is another joint cycle walking path. It is, however, not exactly big, as you can see, but it's supposed to be a joint path. If there were people coming down there, I'd have to obviously pull up to the side like I am for this bike and let them pass. But it's not massive. Anyway, we're turning right down here, heading towards the Topsam Harbour. Old style houses here, a farrier, a farrier, and blacksmith, smithy. Okay, so those ones are based off a farrier and blacksmith. For those of you who don't know, farriers did horseshoes, while blacksmiths did like tools, nails, etc. They're both basically smithies, but one specialised in horseshoes. Just so you know. Just so you know. Going down a little bit of a hill here. And there's a lovely park there, and you can once again see the River Exe just ahead. This is where you always go slowly around corners that you can't see fully around, just in case there's something on the other side. Some of these buildings are old, of course. Some of them are not so old, but all in a sort of sympathetic style to Topsam. Being here for quite a while. As you can tell from the streets, they were designed for horse and cart travel rather than car travel, because you know the way things are, the way things were. But still a nice little quiet area. The buildings are all quite good. There's some really nice old ones. Some not so nice old ones, some nice new ones, some not nice new ones. You know, a good mixture. Good mixture. Go through this bit. As you can see, it's quite narrow. Once again, the style of the buildings quite old. Got a little bit of garden to our right. Some really old buildings to our left here. As we now head towards the Topsam Harbour. Some old inns and pubs and general housing, general goodness. Some nice, really proper old places. And there's one part of Topsam Harbour with the mud bank and sandbank there. You can see that there's a boatyard there. I have loads of boats moored up, some barges. There's an old slipway. You know, this is where they used to park some of the older boats and that for maintenance, because of how low the tide gets. Pretty cool. Somebody still thinks there's going to be a flood. So that place has always had sandbags and a drape there. It was the last time I came here, which was, God, years ago. Years ago. Here's Topsam Harbour proper, and a very old barge that's over 100 years old. A racing barge from up north in London, called I think it's Victorious or something like that. But yeah, she's been being worked on for quite some time to get it restored. Oh, sorry, Vigilant. Vigilant is her name. But yeah, we'll get off now to walk a bit. So here we are at Topsam Harbour, the end of the ride. I hope that you've enjoyed it. It's inspired you to get back out on your bike, like it's inspired me to get back out and possibly do a few more videos like that. I've enjoyed myself. I feel a lot better for being out and getting some, exercise in me. It's what was needed. But there is Exmouth and Sarcross down there, the exit to the River Exe, the mouth of the River Exe. Here's a bit about the information about the trail and stuff like that. But I hope that you've enjoyed as always. Don't forget to leave a comment on the video, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content, share the video with those who think you like it, and until the next one, this is DCB. Knowledge is power, if we use it wisely.